Sometimes you play your music and feel like it could sound clearer or more detailed. Other times, you hear people talk about upgrading their setup and wonder what actually makes a difference. Today, I'm talking about the best DAC amp combos, and I'm keeping everything easy to follow. These picks sit in different price ranges, and each one fits a different type of listener, so watching the full video helps you figure out which one matches your needs. All the links are in the description if you want to check them out later. And if this video helps you, feel free to like, subscribe, and tap the bell. If you have questions, you can write them in the comments and I'll look through them. Let's jump over to the first pick. Number 5. FX Audio DAC X6. This one sits at the budget end, but it still brings a lot for the price. The size makes it easy to place on a desk, and the brushed metal front gives it a nice look without feeling too flashy. It comes in silver, and there's a black version out there too, if you like a darker setup. The front knob has little clicks as you turn it, which helps you land on the level you want without guessing. You get simple switches for power and for picking your input, and the small lights on the front stay dim enough to avoid shining in your face. For inputs, you can pick from USB, optical, or coax. On the front, there's the 1/4-inch headphone jack, and on the back you get RCA outputs. Both can run at the same time, though the volume control only adjusts the headphones. Inside, it uses a CS4398 chip with support up to 24-bit and 192 kHz through optical or coax. The USB input runs at 24-bit and 96 kHz unless you install a driver. It can push headphones from 32 ohm all the way up to 600 ohm, and there's a gain switch inside if you need more headroom. People like the clean signal and the steady volume, though some mention the bright light on the power adapter and a few talk about the front jack getting loose after a lot of plugging in and out. Number 4. Fosi Audio K7. This one leans more into an affordable mid-level setup, and the first thing that stands out is the shape. The angled body makes the screen easier to read, and the whole thing feels sturdy on a desk thanks to its aluminum shell. It weighs a bit more than other units in this price range, so it doesn't slide around when you turn the knobs. You get 2 big controls on the front for volume and input, and both spin smoothly without hitting a hard stop. 5 shortcut buttons sit under the screen, giving you quick access to things like EQ changes and gain modes. For connections, you get USB-C, coax, optical, Bluetooth 5.0, and even a mic input if you need it. On the output side, there's a 4.4mm balance jack, a 3.5mm jack, and RCA lineouts. Bluetooth supports aptX HD and low latency modes, which helps when you're pairing it with wireless gear. Inside, it uses an AK4493S chip and supports high-resolution tracks up to 384 kHz at 32-bit, plus DSD256. It can handle headphones from 32 ohm up to 600 ohm, and the gain switch lets you match it to what you're using. People like the clean, neutral sound and the strong output, though some mention that the volume knob spinning forever feels strange at first, and the screen can be harder to see from the side. Number 3. Topping DX5 II. Jumping into number 3, the first thing that stands out is how clean and modern it looks on a desk. The body is slim, the screen is bright, and you can get it in black, silver, or white, so it fits different setups without clashing. The size is easy to work with, and even though it's pretty compact, it has a nice amount of weight, so it stays put when you plug things in. There's a color screen on the front that shows your volume, sample rate, and connection, and you can switch between different themes if you like a certain look. For inputs, you get USB, Bluetooth 5.1, optical, and coax, so it covers just about any digital source. Outputs include a 4.4mm balance jack, a 6.35 jack, a 4-pin XLR for balanced setups, and RCA lineouts. Inside, it uses 2 ESS9039 chips with support for high-res tracks all the way up to 768 kHz at 32-bit and DSD512. The amp stage can handle everything from sensitive in-ear sets to tougher, higher impedance headphones. There's a 10-band EQ with detailed control, which makes it easy to shape the sound, and the remote is handy if you like adjusting things from a short distance. People like the clean presentation and the variety of inputs, though some mention small issues like EQ profiles resetting and the single-ended output feeling a bit limited for very demanding headphones. Number 2. FiiO K13R2R. This one stands out right away because of its R2R design, which gives it a slightly different approach compared to the others in this list. The body has an aluminum shell with a glass panel on top, and you can get it in black or silver. The lighting around the knob and the top window can be changed, so you can match it to your setup. It has a good amount of weight, so it stays steady on a desk, and the screen shows your volume, input, and format info. Inside, it uses a 24-bit R2R layout built from a stack of tiny resistors, and you can switch between NOS mode for a smoother feel or OS mode for more detail. It supports PCM up to 384 kHz at 32-bit and DSD 256. For outputs, you get XLR for balanced line use, RCA for regular lineouts, a 4.4mm balanced jack, and a 6.35mm jack. There's a strong amp stage that can run sensitive in-ear sets and more demanding headphones. It has PEQ with 10 bands, preset libraries, and even an auto mode, and you can adjust everything through a phone app, a web page, or the remote. Wireless streaming comes through Bluetooth 5.4 with LDAC support, and there are 2 USB-C ports for computer or phone use. Some people mention the small screen and the loud clicks on the remote, and a few warn about hitting the line-out button by mistake. But the sound character and the amount of control get a lot of praise. Number 1. FiiO K17. Sitting at the top of this list, this unit brings a lot more presence the moment you look at it. The front panel has a retro feel with a large touchscreen and 5 knobs lined up underneath, giving you quick control without needing menus. You can pick it up in black or silver, and the weight gives it a steady base so it doesn't shift around on your desk. Inside, you get a mix of AK chips that handle high-resolution audio up to 768 kHz at 32-bit and DSD 512. The amp uses discrete parts and can push up to 4,000 milliwatts per channel on the balance side, which makes it strong enough for harder-to-drive headphones while staying quiet for in-ear sets. For connections, you get USB, optical, coax, single-ended line-in, balanced line-in, and wireless options through Bluetooth 5.1 with LDAC and aptX adaptive. It works with Roon and AirPlay, and it can even play music from an external USB drive. The 31-band PEQ runs across all inputs and gives you a ton of room to shape your sound. You can control it from the touchscreen or from the included remote. Users like the smooth character and the amount of flexibility, though some mention early popping issues on older units, and a few talk about Roon acting up before firmware updates fixed it. The price sits in the upper mid-range, matching the feature set. We've covered a lot, and it all comes down to finding what fits your setup and what you enjoy most. There's plenty out there for different needs and budgets. If anything here caught your interest, the links are waiting in the description. And if this video helped you, feel free to like, subscribe, tap the bell, and drop a comment. You can check out my other videos too if you want to keep going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.